I am, he became congressman in the year 1995 at the young age of 36. And he was one of the so-called Spice Boys, who was instrumental, of course you would know, first in the impeachment and later on in the ouster of then-President Erap Estrada. He became a cabinet secretary in 2004 at the age of 45. This is remarkable as a political record, making him one of the most successful student leaders of our generation to advance in traditional politics. However, he ran for senator unsuccessfully, I think twice, in 2007 and 2010. Twice. Once. I'm sorry about that. I was the one who failed in 2010. Okay. He also attempted to become mayor of Quezon City but did not make the cut. But he came back to Congress I think this was in 2019. 2019, when he became a congressman for the party list Anak Kalusugan, which marked his comeback into elected and traditional politics. So, may I introduce, now he is one of the leading resource persons. As you would know, you almost interview him every day because of the controversial matters where he is personally involved in. I'd like to introduce you now to Congressman, Secretary, and then Congressman again, Mike Defensor. Opening statement, Congressman Mike.
Thank you so much. Una po sa lahat, I'd like to thank our good Congressman, JV Bautista. Tama po yun, 3 decades ago magkasama na po kami. Pero actually, kung JV, I was not part of the fight first yung EDSA 1 because I was still very young at that time. Pero ano na yun? Yun na yung formative years ko when I entered UP and I became an activist. And one of the leading figures during that time was Congressman JV Bautista. Siya po yung aming abogado pag may problema yung mga estudyante, lalo na ho sa kilusan ng, sabihin na natin po, mga aktivista during that time. Si Kong JV po was one of the mga shining figures in the activist movement as he's one of our lawyers and one of the more eloquent leaders of our movement, social movement at that time. Pero yung pagkilos po namin, sa tingin ko hindi nahihinto lang nung kami napasok sa gobyerno. It is correct, kung po kay Erap Estrada, nagkaroon po tayo ng problema noon. In fact, if you look at the case of Vice President Erap Estrada, and kung JV, sa lakas yung main group na lumaban at the time, ang kaso po ni President Estrada was 4 billion pesos. Ang actual case niya dun sa supposed corruption was 150 million pesos. And si Pangulong Estrada, nilitis dito sa ating bansa, dito po ikinulong, dyan po sa veterans, where he had a hospital arrest. And then later on, he was convicted and given a pardon by President GMA. Nung si President GMA naman po yung nakulong, ang kaso niya was a 50 million budget of the 360 million intelligence funds of the PCSO. I'm not particular about the case. Pero yung po, parang nagkaroon lang ng note si President GMA na something like, okay, GMA, and then for that, yung pong sa maliit na aksyon na yun, ay nagkaroon po siya ng kaso, dito po siya nilitis, at again, ikinulong po siya dyan sa may veterans. And later on, yung po ay na-dismiss yung mga kaso sa kanya. Dito sa nakikita natin, una yung kay Pangulong Duterte, si Pangulong Duterte ay ikinulong sa labas ng bansa. Imbis na dito litisin sa Pilipinas, dito lakasuhan, inilabas nila ng ating bansa. And ako nagtataka kasi nga, bakit mo isasubject ang isang tao, ang isang Pilipino, kung functioning naman yung court mo, kung gumagana ang iyong mga korte, kung meron kang batas. Nakita na natin sa dalawang pangulo yan na nangyari, at nagkaroon ng malinaw na paglilitis, bakit dito sa Pangulong to, kailangan nilang kidnapin, and I'm using the term state kidnapping, at ilabas ng ating bansa. More importantly, ngayon ko lang nakita kami ni Kong JV, nasa Kongreso, ang ganitong klaseng korupsyon, organisado. Yung leader tingnan mo mismo ang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Yung henchman niya o yung bataan niya, ang Speaker ng ating House of Representatives, o si Speaker Martin Romualdez. At ang kumakamada at nag-aayos ng kabuong budget ay si Saldico, Chairman ng Committee on Appropriations. Sabi nila, si Saldico ang mastermind. Sabi nila, si Saldico ang ulo o siyang pinuno ng korupsyon dito sa ating bansa. Ngayon, nagsalita yung 18 Marines. Nagsalita si Codesa. Tao ni Saldico, galamay ng sinasabi ng pinuno ng korupsyon, pero sinasabi na nagsisinungaling. Ayaw nila tanggapin ang mga sinasabi. So ito yung binibigay ko at nilalahad ko sa inyo lahat. At nagpapasalamat ako sa pagkakataon for Kong JB to have invited me and si Mr. Rivera for have invited me here. Ang ikinalulungkot ko lang ay hindi ako napag-quote dahil mas mukhang congressman si Kong JB sa akin. Mas mukhang ako nag-i-interview sa kanya. Salamat po, magandang umaga sa inyo lahat.
You know, the character of Secretary Congressman Mike Defensor is that if you give him a microphone, it is impossible to know when he will stop. Talagang magaling siya magpaliwanag. Now, I'd like to go one by one to the comments that you made, Kong Mike, no? Number one, do you really believe in your bones, that former President